I was out recently filming in Liverpool's Georgian Quarter, and the video I made is already on the channel. It's a little bit unusual because I took my wife with me on this little trip, and we decided we would go to Liverpool Cathedral for our lunch. So this is the Church of England Cathedral, sometimes known as the Anglican, also known as the Cathedral Church of Christ in Liverpool. So not to be mixed up with the Catholic Cathedral, which is at the other end of Hope Street, which is the Metropolitan Cathedral of Christ the King. So if you are out and about in Liverpool or you're a visitor, this cathedral has a really good cafe. There's a real nice selection of lunches there, and you can also get a drink if you just want a drink. And more importantly, if you're my age, they've also got a toilet. Now, although this church looks quite old, it was only completed in 1978. I think it was actually started in 1904, so it's taken quite some time to actually build it. It's built from sandstone from Woolton Quarry, and it was built just in case you're into all things Tartaria. It was built with steam cranes, and there are photographs of it being built on the internet. So we're going to take a walk round the inside of Liverpool's Anglican Cathedral. So just to wobble on a little bit and tell you a bit about the cathedral. It was designed by Giles Gilbert Scott, and it wasn't actually his first design. The first design was going to have two towers, and it ended up with one central one. So a little bit of a change from its original plans. But Giles Gilbert Scott also designed the British telephone box, the red telephone box, and there is one in here. And I've heard a couple of people already say, why is there a telephone box in the cathedral? And the reason is because Giles Gilbert Scott designed the telephone box. So the height of this building from the ground to the top of the tower is 331 feet. But you also have to take into account that the rock and the hill which it is stood on is 300 feet above sea level. But as it is at 331 feet, it's the fifth highest building in Liverpool. Just as a matter of interest, the tallest building in Liverpool is the West Tower, which is 460 foot, I believe. The second tallest is the Radio City Tower. Third is the Lexington. The fourth is the Lighthouse, which is pretty new. And the fifth is the Cathedral. So the Anglican is also the 8th largest church in the world, and I think it's the largest one in this country. Okay, so yes, I've just checked it. It is the largest cathedral and religious building in Great Britain. So while we were out filming in the Georgian Quarter, partly because it's a really nice place to go, but also I was going to do a series of videos about different architecture and the different architecture styles that you can find in Liverpool. And obviously the Georgian Quarter was constructed in the reigns of the four Georges, in this case George IV and possibly into William IV, but being interested in the styles of buildings, Liverpool Cathedral is built in a Gothic revival style, and as we will find out in another video, that became very popular in the reign of Queen Victoria. So she started her reign in 1837 up until 1901, I think. So the competition to build this church and design the church started in 1901, which is right at the end of Victoria's reign. So this church is in a Gothic revival style, and Goths, basically that era of building spans 1200 to 1600. So this is a revival of that particular style of building which started in around 1901. So building on this started in 1904. As I said, it was sandstone from Woolton Quarry in Quarry Street, and it was finished in 1978. So people think that the Metropolitan Cathedral, the Catholic Cathedral, is the new one, and this one's a little bit newer, but also a little bit older. Depends when you look at it, I suppose. Oldest in terms of starting building, and newest in terms of finishing the building. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch up soon.